Zacks rank buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks rank buys. Bill Wilton, our aggressive growth stock analyst at Zacks.com, going to share some thoughts on a couple of his aggressive growth stock picks that he's written about recently. And the first one that you have called to our attention for this session is Tractor Supply Company, TSCO, the ticker symbol. How big is this company?
Well, they operate over 900 stores. They're all across the country. You know, they've got a pretty sizable market cap, and they actually do pay a dividend. So they're a lot bigger than the companies that I normally cover.
Okay.
But they do still have a great growth story here. Right now, the estimates are in the double digits for both this year and next year, about 14% and 12% respectively. That's after the estimates started rising following their recent quarterly sales report. So a couple weeks ago, they announced that sales for the first quarter of the year were up 9%, which is pretty good. You know, they do a lot of agricultural centric products. So, you know, as you could guess from the title, equipment for tractors,
farm
trucks,
equipment.
yeah. But, you know, and then also groceries, pretty much everything. It just caters toward a rural lifestyle.
Okay.
So, you know, things are looking good for them. They saw that sales increase that I mentioned, which led to the earnings estimates jumping. And they also provided a pretty optimistic outlook for their future earnings report. They're expecting up to $9 million in income for the quarter, and this is compared to $500,000 1 year ago. So, you know, they're growing pretty rapidly here. They do maintain their Zacks #1 rank. The valuations are pretty decent, coming in just under 20 times forward earnings. You know, where the market's at right now, everything's kind of up there, so it's hard to find those truly good valuations, especially in these growth stocks.
They even get into home decor. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, just about everything. I mean, imagine a Walmart, but it's geared toward rural lifestyles. Yeah. So, on the news, their shares jumped to a new level. They're actually at multi-year highs. They haven't seen this level in about 5 years. So we're going to be looking toward that next earnings announcement for any other indication that the shares can continue to justify this level and possibly even push higher.
And then another one that you've written about recently, which I'm more familiar with, Gulf Resources, GFRE, the ticker symbol. They are in the, I guess, roughly you can say chemicals industry, huh?
Yeah, they manufacture bromine and crude salt for both industrial applications and agricultural applications. They're also located in China, which, I mean, if you haven't looked out the window in the past year or so, that's one of the biggest growth stories on the planet. Recently, they just announced that their GDP went up just under 12%. So, I mean, they are just growing like weeds over there. But, you know, and this company is also, you know, taking advantage of that growth story. They just raised their earnings outlook. The median of their expected range is up $8 million to about $45 million for the upcoming quarter. You know, and, you know, the company is also looking to make 1 to 2 acquisitions over the course of this year, so they're growing organically as well as through M&A activity. And despite the explosive growth story in China, these guys still remain a pretty good value. You know, so you really can't complain with single-digit PE ratios and you know potentially a 50% growth rate if their expectations are met. As far as the chart goes, you know, on that news that they upped their outlook, they broke out of a downward trend. So we're going to be looking toward, you know, the next couple weeks to see if those estimates continue to rise, to make sure that the shares, you know, can justify breaking out of that, continue higher, and just make sure they don't fall back into that bearish trend that they were in before.
All right, and we're recording this on the 19th of April, so that you can keep that weekly reference in mind, plotted on your calendar if you want to. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
All right, check out more Zacks Rank Buy stock pick suggestions for you on our homepage at Zacks.com, upper right-hand corner, where we put 4 new stock pick ideas for you daily, one in each of the investing categories written about on Zacks.com. With Bill Wilton, I'm Terry Ruffalo.